Welcome to another edition of Politics Done Right. Today, this is the second interview that I'm doing with Maria T. Jackson, former judge, and now she is the Harris County Commissioner Precinct 1 candidate. And one of the reasons that I have her on is, look, commissioner in Houston, in the Harris County, is one of the most powerful offices. And what happens a whole lot of times is these offices are held almost for life. Some people, they hold the offices for life. And is that a good thing? If you're doing a good job, it's a good thing. If you have a challenger, that challenger, it's incumbent on that challenger to tell you why they think they're the preferred candidate. However, there are times where power and patriarchy and machines play a big role. I've heard a whole lot of things about this race, and I have a feeling that much of it is one-sided. So I wanted to give Maria T. Jackson another chance right before the election to tell her story and why she thinks she is better for the job of Harris County Commissioner Precinct 1, the candidate for that. Why should you be the commissioner?
Well, first, Egberto, I want to thank you for having me on your show, Politics Done Right. And again, I am a fan. My name's Maria T. Jackson, and I was the longest serving felony court judge in Harris County before September 30th. And I started seeing corruption at its highest level. And I was seeing things that the community might not be able to see, but would feel the effects. So I had a choice to continue making my money and look the other way, or to step down from the bench and step up for our community. And that's what I chose to do. I chose the latter.
Now, Maria, I'm going to get real with you, okay?
Let's get real.
I went to several meetings. I try to stay active within the community as best as I can. And your opponent is, there's a whole lot that's been said. In fact, I don't know who put these sort of messages out. Are you a Republican stooge in this election? Yes or no?
No. And I've never voted in a Republican primary.
Now, let me ask you, why is the rumor mill saying that Maria T. Jackson is funded by a whole lot of Republicans and Maria T. Jackson will not be supporting things like bail reform and all these issues that are actually concerning quite a bit within your own community?
Okay. So let's talk about bail reform. I have been rehabilitating and saving thousands of lives since the late 80s and early 90s. My record speaks for itself on that. I've also was the mentor to the Black Girl Magic. I've been mentoring 100 black men, Our Brother's Keeper program, for over 11 years. I was always taught when you come up, you reach back and you bring others up with you. Now, as far as me being a Republican and funded by the Republicans, if I was funded by the Republicans, I would have had millions of dollars. Plus, if somebody had talked me into running, I would have quit because of all the bullshit that I've been going through with lies being spread on me. And if you look at it, it's mainly top spreading those rumors that I'm funded by the Republicans. Because my opponent, Rodney Ellis, paid them $150,000. Okay,
$150,000?
$150,000. Yes.
Where did that money come from?
Well, the person I'm running against, Rodney Ellis, is a multimillionaire. He's had 36 years in office, and 75% of his money came from Republicans. So
okay, hold on a second. Hold on. Is that a fact?
Yes, that's a fact.
Is that provable?
Yes. All you have to do is look at his financial reports. The person who got him started in his business, they were Republicans. Jack Raines was one of his biggest supporters. Now, you know he's a huge Republican.
So you're telling me that the accusation then that you would not hold up the community's interest because you're funded by Republicans is diametrically opposed to the reality that your opponent actually receives 75% of his funding from Republicans? Is that what you're
Yes,
saying?
that is what I'm saying. The other thing is, Black people care more about other issues. They care about eating, they care about jobs, they care about education, training, senior programs, youth programs, and having good grocery stores in their community. They care more than just releasing criminals into society. Now, I've been the biggest reformer, criminal justice reformer. I've been on the ground, lifting people up, giving people chances when nobody else would. I've been doing that. I was fighting 3 Republican DA administrations because when I was elected in 2008, it hadn't been a Democrat elected in 20 years. So I actually broke up that so-called good old boy system, and a lot of Republicans started following my lead.
So you're telling me then that much of this is something that's just made up with regards to, but let's just be clear here. You do have Republican funders, or should I say, both you and Rodney Ellis have Republican funders. True?
Yes, I have some support. But here's the thing. The majority of my funds have come from friends and criminal defense attorneys. Okay? Rodney Ellis has threatened, including the mayor. I'm just going to put it out there. This is true. They have threatened people with city contracts, county contracts. If they donate to me, they will lose their food and they'll lose their contracts, which put food on their table. So I had a lot of people run from me. And, I'm doing this because I'm a child of the Most High God, and I actually love and care about people. That's the reason why I'm doing this. I'm a public servant.
So many of your potential folks that would have potentially invested in your campaign have told you that they've been threatened
Yes.
far as, so they've told you that personally.
Yes. Yes.
That is in fact machine politics.
That is machine politics. It's machine politics at its best. And if I had been put up, like I said, it is really crazy because, Republicans have, am I,
Yeah.
Republicans have a lot of money. And if I was funded by the Republicans, I would have had at least $500,000
To run for the, yeah.
Yes.
Well,
but now, as far as whoever else wants to help, people that, I'm surprised that people are helping because they want to see good government. It's people helping in front of the scenes. It's people helping behind the scenes because they are tired of this bully politics, that's going around. And, so I'm standing strong. I have no fear because what I'm doing is the right thing to do. I don't know if you saw the
Wayne Dolcefino.
The Wayne Dolcefino, where Rodney Ellis's wife is the broker. She's been the broker for a long time. Waterman Steel is her company. And her business partner, Lance Gilliam, was, I think it was a big scandal. So he was actually put off the HUD board 2016. Now that's her business partner. They're making millions and millions of dollars. And this latest scam is that they bought some land and they're going to sell it back to make affordable housing
on bad land.
Contaminated land. This is going to end up being worse than the creosote.
Right.
So that's another reason why I'm running. You have these career politicians that have been in office for so long that they're just profiting and profiting. How much money is enough? and they're just becoming richer and richer, but the community is suffering. And, so when you see this huge divide, somebody that lives on Sunset Boulevard in their $2.2 million home. I mean, also, my opponent is being investigated by so many people. It's, it's ridiculous. And so for them, the only thing that they have to say, my opponent is actually, I was on Jerry Monroe's show, and he actually said these words. Now, how real can I get, Egberto?
You can get as real as you want to be.
Okay, so he said, we're tired of these politicians raping our communities. And that's what's happening. And the most that this guy is being investigated. The Chronicle did an article on him that his investment company has passed through over $50 billion. Do you hear me? $50 billion.
Let me tell you why. Again, one of the reasons all of that is shameful. One of the reasons I wanted to hear as well is the underdog thing. I see how the parties coalesce around who they want to will into an office, and you always have to wonder why they want to will that person into office. And we have to start standing up. Like I said, I'll be frank to the audience. I'm not completely and entirely well informed in local politics, a lot of what goes on in local politics. But there's one thing that one knows. And one knows when there's honesty, and also one knows when there is corruption. And I think there is clear case in our entire city that there's a machine. In the entire country, there's a machine, and there's a hell of a lot of corruption. And until we get rid of that, things are going to stay the same. Maria T. Jackson, give me a closing statement as far as telling the folks why you want them to vote for you, why you think they need to vote for you.
Well, just as I was a judge for everyone, I'm a person for everyone. I want to lift up Precinct 1, making Precinct 1 better. We deserve better. We'll uplift all of Harris County. And it was something else that I wanted. This is a grassroots campaign. You could see people supporting me from Sunnyside to Fifth Ward to Acres Homes, in the Black communities, Hispanic communities, the white communities. I am for Democrats, Republicans, gay, white, Black, straight, Muslim, atheist. I'm for everyone. And that's the reason why I'm doing this. It's not about me. And bad people stay elected because not enough good people speak up and say anything, or not enough good people stand up and say, we're not going to take it anymore. So I'm putting myself on the line. I'm being courageous because all I want to do is be a public servant.
Well, Judge Maria T. Jackson, first of all, folks, excuse the quality of the video. We did this on the spur of the moment because, I had some very important questions to ask Maria earlier before I brought her on. And after she convinced me of a few things, I said, Maria, I think I owe you to put you on to say your piece, because it seems like others have been saying your piece quite a bit through the rumor mill. So,
yes,
Maria T. Jackson, thank you so kindly for having been on Politics Done Right.
Thank you.